Now, my
Ooh,
question, my
ooh,
thoughts, right, on this subject
ooh.
is like, why, 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 why would you go? Why would you look at a married man in the first place
With all the
and
men in the
then
world?
steal the married man off the woman from the woman who's been married in this topic, in this story? They're childhood sweethearts, been together for so many years. Then you get together, obviously you're in Wicked together, and you're like, yep, I'm just going to take him away from you. Spend
Maybe
time.
she put a spell on him.
I don't care.
Because she plays a witch,
I
right?
don't care. I don't care. Spend time, with the family. She spent time with the
Hanging out,
Ethan. You're hanging out with the wife and the husband. But
Eyeing
you've got
up.
ideas, isn't it? You got
Ideas, funny
isn't it?
ideas.
Women have ideas.
Eyeing up.
You know what I mean? I'm eyeing him up and thinking, yeah, I can
She a
take
schemer.
her husband. It makes me think like it just gives out vibes like jealousy, selfish.
Yeah, I mean, we don't want to. What we don't want to do.
Because it's rumors.
Yeah.
But these things do happen in real life.
Yeah.
Don't they?
So what we don't want to do is we don't want to comment and be judged during execution of Ariana and Ethan.
Yeah.
Wish them all the best and all involved, you know, the exes. But we want to obviously talk about the issues of this story because at the end of the day, there's couples all over the world going through this. And I think the one thing that really stands out to me is that for his poor ex-wife, it's one thing that your husband has an affair and leaves you for the woman in the office or the pretty barista in Starbucks that maybe he gets flirty with and they start texting or whatever. But for him to be smitten with a pop star, an actress pop star, a huge artist, that means there's no escape. There's going to be no escaping seeing her ex-husband with his new woman all over the place. You'll turn on the news, you'll see your ex-husband with a pop star Hollywood actress. You'll go in the newspaper, you'll pick up a magazine, a newspaper in America, or 7-Eleven or in the news agency in the UK, and you'll be confronted with your trauma. So, and I think as a guy, you saw the image of the guy.
Yeah.
What do you think?
What, the image of Ethan?
The guy, Ethan.
Okay.
He's no Ethan Hunt, that's for sure.
Yeah, when I saw the guy because Ariana Grande, she's a very beautiful woman.
Beautiful woman.
But then you got Ethan.
Like,
oh, okay.
Ethan.
Interesting selection.
So I can put my situation in. So obviously I did acting a little bit, and there was a point where I had some acting training, and there was this amazing acting coach that flew over from America called Susan Batson. She got Nicole Kidman to an Academy Award, Juliette Binoche, and she said, "You're not getting an Academy Award," but she said, "You're good, and you got a shot to go to LA and do your business." I'm convinced, the way I was, this is years ago, in my 20s, as insecure as I was and looking for affirmation, I'm convinced that if I was in America, look, she gave me the evils, guys, look, she's already looking at me like, "What do you say, boy? What are you going to say?" If I had been in a movie, cast in a movie with someone like, I don't know, Halle Berry back in the day, or maybe like a Megan Goodnow, that I would, and we were a couple in the movie, we were falling for each other. Sometimes it happens. Look at Brad and Angelina Jolie. He left Jennifer Aniston for Angelina Jolie. Sometimes couples are known to fall in love when they're playing romantic interests. And my ego would have been boosted. Halle Berry, who I've been watching in movies for years, fancies me. I'd be, Jolene, I'm not coming home. I'll send you some money. Take care. That would have been tempted. That would have been. So I think with this guy, game recognized game. I see the guy and he's thinking, how lucky am I to have a chance with someone like Ariana Grande, right? So unfortunately, his ego and his feelings and being gassed that he's in this situation,
that's gonna be so short-lived, that relationship. You watch. There's going to be a news article coming out soon saying, yeah, they broke up, it lost, and then she'll be on to the next one.
She's moved on.
No, and I think that would happen with an unknown person as well, because if that woman, could take away someone else's husband, she can just drop him just like that and then take away someone else's. It's not going to last.
Yeah.
It really ain't going to last.
If someone having,
you can be played, he's going to end up being like, she's having an affair with someone else. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not going to last, man.
Well, in that situation, it's kind of like there's a pattern, isn't it? If you have gone through a lot of relationships and if you crossed the line with somebody, and here's the thing, even if technically they weren't still, like, maybe it's mixed signals, because the article suggests that he told his wife, I'm leaving you, and I'm with whoever he's with. Some suggest they're already split up and it was whatever. Either way, do you think there's such a thing as a girl code? I know there's a bro code that if they hung out, she hung out with his wife.
That's the thing.
Not they're friends, but they at least hung out a few times.
They hung out. I don't even care how much they hung out. They could have gone to Starbucks and hung out or whatever. But I'm sorry, but if you've hung out with the wife. Yeah. And then all of a sudden you're going off with the wife. So you don't do that with a friend. You imagine you got a friend, yeah? You just take away a man. Women you don't do that. You don't do that.
No. Don't do that.
We don't like that. You go against my man, No.
Don't do that. Don't do it.
Just don't do that. It's so, like, I don't even know what to call it. It's so disrespectful.
It does feel opportunistic. It does feel kind of really random, and it just feels wrong at the end of the day. It's kind of like, I don't know. I think there should be a boundary. Some would say, and let me swing it. Some would say that you can't help how you feel. You fall in love with who you fall in love with. Why is it wrong if, two people, they have a connection, like Love Island, have a connection, and they can't help how they fall deep head over heels in love, can they? They can't help who you love. If you just have emotions bubble up inside for someone, you go with it, no?
Bun that love inside.
You can't control. You know what? I don't even think I can fake this argument.
Just like,
it just sounds so wrong.
Can't. You just have to walk away from it. Unfortunately, in this story, Ariana Grande, fortunately, she's in a play with him, so she can't exactly walk away from Wiki, can she? Yeah. That's the problem. Yeah. Because you're in a contract. Even longer. You're in a contract, so you're contracted to do that job. You can't say, oh yeah, I can't do it no more.
Allegedly.
Because I'm falling in love with this guy.
Yeah, so I think, but that's the danger sometimes with acting, is that sometimes fact and fiction can blend and kind of fall into each other. So you do have to make it quite clear that you might be love interest in the play, the movie, whatever it is, but there's a line. I've got a ring, I'm married, or,
That's the thing, women don't care about those things.
Really?
That attracts women.
Really?
More. Yeah.
Really?
You've got a ring on it? I don't care. You got a ring on it? I don't care. I don't even care, actually, because that's going to attract me more if you have a ring on it. That attracts men more. Women don't care. Women, and the other way around as well.
Oh, man.
It's both ways. Women are like men,
Yeah.
Same
both
way.
ways.
Both ways.
So I think, how would you advise two things? How would you advise a woman who is catching feelings or a person who's catching feelings for somebody else who's in a relationship? What would you advise them to do so that they don't end up breaking up a happy home? And then also the next question would be, it's from a female perspective, I'll give my male perspective. How would you console the woman in question who's been betrayed? Or the person? I would say
for the woman who's starting to fall in love with a married guy, just like you have to take some steps back and just walk away and be like, you know what, I can't be in this situation anymore. And then for the woman, I'd like to console.
A bit more than that. That sounds a bit basic.
I mean, if you're that woman who's gone for a married man, who's fallen in love with that married man, have a think of the issues inwardly that you might be going through right now. Check your heart out. Check, why is it, do you think you're going towards a married man? Do you have wounds from the past, from previous relationships that you haven't healed from? Do you have jealousy issues? Do you have any things, deep-seated problems inwardly that you think, check yourself, ask yourself, and always ask yourself those questions in the mirror. Look at yourself in the mirror and say to yourself, why am I going for a married man? Why can't I just go for someone who isn't attached and got a child in that family? Have a think about it and think, do I want to really ruin someone else's life and someone else's family?
And I'd say for the dudes in this situation, it can happen the other way around, but we're obviously balancing it out. Brother, listen, I know what it's like. It can be gas. You can feel your ego can be boosted if you're a guy that maybe didn't get a lot of play back in the day. Not a lot of women were checking for you. Maybe you felt a bit like, you wanted to be with the it girl, the cheerleader, or whatever, the top of the food chain, but it wasn't happening. Now you're in a situation where a woman or women are giving you the attention you wished you had all along, but you're with your childhood sweetheart. Listen, the grass is not greener on the other field. It may feel exciting and all, you get a rush, right? But at the end of the day, the pattern of that person, if she can steal you away from a wife, that's if, magic if, from a wife and your kid, she ain't gonna feel loyal to you any day of the week. What goes around comes around. So though you might be drunk in ego and drunk in excitement because you've got Miss Hot Stuff chasing you, come to your senses. Maybe it's not too late to make it right. Stop being a boy with candy and be a grown-ass man. Make it right with your relationship, because what goes around comes around. You might go a little bit of the distance in this new relationship, but this woman is likely to drop you like a hot stone anytime soon in the next few minutes. And you would have ruined what was potentially a lifelong relationship and a family for a bit of frivolous fun.
And for you, who's going through, you may be the woman that's suffering right now, crying at night, every night on your pillow, and you might be thinking, oh, my spouse has left me for another woman. Just, it will take time to heal. It will definitely take time to heal, but you will be able to get through the other side. And just think positively. Obviously, you're now going to be a single mom. Obviously, in this situation, there's a child involved. You might be a single mom and you're trying to figure out, oh, how am I going to raise this child on my own? But you will, with family support, with close friends, you will get through it.
It's not the end of the world. It's the end of a world, the world that you envisioned with your childhood sweetheart. You probably thought you were going to grow on and get great together. But at the end of the day, if that's his true character, then you are better off without him. And I think in this situation, you got to think of the poor child who now doesn't have that stability of mum and dad in his life full time. See, that's what you have to think about, man. People are so selfish. I think the idea of love being this uncontrollable force that just takes you over and takes you off your moral compass is bogus, man.
Oh, yeah.
Right, all this romanticism of, oh, I just felt this and that. There's a point where you look at the situation, you're thinking, is this right? Of all the millions of people on the planet, if you're a dude, all the different women that you could go for rather than a married woman, if you're a woman, all the different men you could choose from and not someone who's married, it just feels like it's not about the options, it's about something in your moral compass is off, that you think you can have what you want when you want it without consequences. But that's just bad character.
And that's the thing, some people don't think about the consequences ahead. They're thinking about the here and now and their feelings, and then obviously not thinking about how it's gonna go pear-shaped down the line. People don't think about that.